Athens. Lorenzo Carter echoed a common refrain heard from Georgia players about the mindset the team brings to every game that has served it well as it has blistered opponent after opponent. "We just came out and played our brand of football," the senior outside linebacker said after a 427 dumping of Florida on Saturday in Jacksonville. "We don't look at the scoreboard. It's 0-0. Others are looking at the distance Georgia 80-50 Southeastern Conference is putting between itself and its opponents during its rise up the national polls to number 2 on Sunday in both the AP and coaches' rankings, its highest position since the Bulldogs were number 2 on September 7, 2008. Georgia's margin of victory this season is 26.2 points per game. That blows away some special seasons in recent UGA history, 18.2 when it reached the SEC championship game in 2012 and lost to Alabama 3,228 in a classic title tilt, 13.1 in the SEC championship season of 2005 when Georgia went 103, 17.0 when it won the SEC title in 2002, the program's first in 20 years, and finished 131. Georgia has won 6 of its 8 games by 25 or more points and 5 by 28 or more. That's one thing we tell each other. Whatever opponent we play, we tell each other when we get out here we're going to punish them," safety Dominic Sanders said. Georgia is outscoring SEC opponents 21,252, an average of 32 points per game heading into Saturday's 3:30 p.m. matchup with South Carolina 62-42 in Athens. "I've never really been a part of something like this," outside linebacker Davin Bellamy said, "but I tell you what, man, the way we practice is different. In our week, yeah, we'll be like, gosh, full pads again. But when you come out here on Saturday, man, and you're able to run the ball like we do and just being more physical, man, it shows." The Bulldogs' 38.1 points per game scoring average this season would set a program record, topping the 37.8 in 2012. Against SEC opponents, the Bulldogs are scoring 42.4 points per game. Georgia is a 22-12-point favorite against South Carolina, according to VegasInsider.com. "We talked a long time this week about owning their burden, the burden of being a highly ranked team, to being the favorite," Georgia coach Kirby Smart said. "Own the burden with your work and let it pay off on Saturdays." The Bulldogs are one of only 5 unbeatens remaining in the FBS. Georgia would clinch the SEC East Division title Saturday with a win over the Gamecocks and Ole Miss winning at Kentucky. "We try to not look too far ahead," Carter said. "Once you start looking too far ahead, that's when you slip up, that's when you stop preparing as well as you should." There are 4 regular season games to go with much at stake in the conference and in the national title chase with the playoff rankings coming out for the first time Tuesday. "We're not looking forward to December and November," wide receiver Javon Wims said. "We're focused on the next week and the next opponent.